Today we're here at Whistle Pig U Pig Farm. We're picking some strawberries so we can make some jam. Hi, we just came from Whistle Pig and we need to get some canning supplies for our jam. So let's talk about some of the products that you may need. We're canning strawberry jam, and the method that we are using is a hot water bath canner. It's very simple. Fill it with hot water and bring it to a certain temperature. Place your cans inside on the handy dandy rack so they don't break. Boil for a set amount of time and then go. Now when you first walk into a canning aisle and you see all these jars, it can be a little bit overwhelming. Don't worry, it's very easy. You've got half pints, you have quarts. These are all just quantity. What do you want to deal with? What do you want to open? If you're doing something like a jam, a smaller jar is better. Then you have the mouth. You have a regular mouth lid, which is a smaller one, and then you have the wide mouth. It's really just preference. What do you prefer to do? Then you have the resealable, reusable plastic ones. This is not for canning in your jar. This is just for resealing something. That way you can just close it up easier. Now for all the tools of the trade. You can often get these in a kit, but let's break it down individually. This is your jar lifter. You're going to be using this to reach into the hot water and pull out your hot jars. You don't want to use your hand. You've got your jar wrench. That's just for after. Jar wrench is going to be able to open the jar easier. Then you've got your bubble popper. It's important to get all the air bubbles out of the can, otherwise it can create spoilage. This one comes with a head space gauge. This allows you to measure to get the appropriate amount of space so your food doesn't spoil. Then there's your magnetic lid one. This is very helpful. You're going to reach into your boiling pot of water to grab those lids out and then place them onto your jar. Your canning funnel. This is what gets placed inside the can so that you can direct your food into the jar without making a mess. You've got different type of products up here. Fresh fruit preserver keeps fruit from browning. The citric acid adds a little bit of acid into your food naturally. Then you have salsa mixes, you have lime for pickles and salt for pickles. You've got all types of pectins. So to cook strawberries at home, it's very easy. All you need is a little sauce pot. Bring it up to the right temperature. Make sure to add butter so it doesn't froth over. And just keep stirring with the spatula for the allotted amount of time. Instead of a regular pot on a stove, I'm using Ball's Automatic Jam and Jelly Maker. It comes with a very easy to follow instruction booklet. So this machine really has thought of everything. In order to make the jam, all I have to do is hit jam. It automatically sets to 21 minutes and then just hit enter. And that causes the machine to stir. It heats up to the correct temperature and it continues to stir so it doesn't burn. Very important. 4.5 minutes is up. Now it's time to add our sugar. And remember, we're going to do 3 1/3 cup. Now I'm just going to cover it. 21 minutes will go by, it'll beep, and then I can put it in the jar for canning. Now for the secret ingredient. My husband's whiskey. Shh.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises early in the morning.
If you're going to sanitize your lids, 10 minutes, just under a boil. But preheating lids is no longer required. Canning companies have done extensive testing and found it is no longer necessary to boil before use. So our jam maker just told us it's time to go and get our jam. I'm going to put it on the counter, take off the lid, and start putting stuff into jars. So each top has to be sanitized. I'm just going to sanitize it with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. I'm just going to run the top of it. And because it's a rubbing alcohol, it is going to evaporate really quickly. So I don't have to worry about it. If there's any mold, bacteria, or anything that gets underneath that wax seal, you have a chance of spoilage. Next fun thing is this doohickey. Simply grab my lid that has been boiling and then place it on my top. Then I'll be taking my ring, spinning it on, finger tight. Again, that's the wax seal, that's what makes it seal. The rings are reusable, but the lids are not. So you want 1 inch of water space over your jars. And we want to cook our jam, since it's a half pint, for 10 minutes. I'm just going to set the timer. A really easy way to preserve your strawberries is by cutting them and then laying them on a pan to freeze them. And we're going to bag them up into a gallon freezer bag, and we'll put them back in. This way we can have fresh strawberries all year long, and we don't have to go to the store and buy them. Bonus. Most times, jars will make a popping sound when sealed correctly. But if you're worried it doesn't seal, do a finger test. Simply press on the middle of the jar with your finger, and if it pops up and down, it's not properly sealed and will need to be resealed within 12 hours. If it doesn't move, you've likely succeeded.